Hey, y'all, it's BREE Specific from What's the Word. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m. here on YouTube and all other platforms as well. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, all of that. Thanks for watching. Hey.
What's up? What's the word? All right, so Derrick Rose retirement, man. So Derrick Rose, recently retired from the NBA this year, and then in Chicago, he had like a whole rollout. Starting with I know he had like a screening for the 4-minute documentary he had at Soul House that was like Thursday. He had the Simeon homegrown event on Friday. Then on Saturday he had brunches and dinners for the game. So it was a great weekend.
That's the flower pop up.
Huh?
Flower pop up.
Had the flower shop pop up. So with everything dealing with D Rose retirement, I guess what we could start with was like seeing that amount of love that Chicago gave to one individual. Like, what's y'all initial thoughts on just the whole retirement? Then we can deep dive into certain events.
I thought it was dope. I feel like, especially ending the year or beginning the year off on a great note, I think that was great to see. I know, a lot of people retire from whatever they do and you really don't like see much of them, or they move to LA or they move to like Miami or something like that. So it was dope that, D Rose was able to do all that. I love the flower pop-up shop thing. That was dope. And he let people like send flowers to their loved ones. So it was I think it was like a lot of reciprocation. Like we was loving on him and he was loving on us.
I didn't think about it like that. Like you say, he's loving on the okay. Chris, what was your how to use? Because you got the exclusive. You was at the game
a little bit.
I think you said a little bit, like you wasn't really there.
I was there, but no, I had it. I think like it's been great to see for Derrick Rose to be doing this, like especially for Chicago. Going back to his whole high school, like the flower shop, that was super like heartfelt. And then like said, like people said, just making it more about the fans and less about himself, right? Like everything he was doing was like free. Like the flower shop was free. If you got there, you're quick enough, you just got a free bouquet of flowers. Like he took pictures with everybody. Like he seemed like he is willing to like conversate and like share that love and have like receive that love from people, which I think in the past it just seemed like he was so far away that you couldn't reach him almost. Like I think now that he retired, I feel like that weight is off his shoulder, that he can be around his people again or like be in the community and just help out a little bit more. I think he got a clearer conscience and I just like to see it. But that game though, that was
Can y'all break down the game to me? Because
oh no, I'll let Cody do that.
You ain't got to break it down, but it was just who were on the team, because I saw him playing with PJ, but were they on the same team?
Yeah, him and PJ was on the same team, so it was a game where like he just basically got like dope Simeon alumni and his guys that played on like the championship team was just some dope Simeon alumni, and people that just most of them was Simeon alumni. It was like a few people that wasn't. I think the Chase Adams point guard, he wasn't from Simeon. Chase played at Orr, but he played in the game and like that. I guess that I don't want to say the white dude, but he was the old white dude.
Was he the coach or something? Who was he?
I don't know, but remember when he came in, Derrick was like, "No, that's the big dog right there." I'm sure for love.
Yeah,
he got a couple of minutes, and then some shorties played. But it was basically like the homies playing. In a nutshell, it was the homies playing against each other. You know what I mean?
That's dope. So it's like, more nostalgic than anything.
It's just nostalgic. It was supposed to be like his last game, right? Like at Simeon, especially like his farewell game. Like this is it. I'm done. Like I'm not playing basketball. Like
don't ask me to come back and play another
game. Not even that. Like on some hooping. Like on some like this my last look. I'm gonna come hoop with the people. Like the bullshit is for you. Good.
Yes.
Like the bullshit and the rest. And the bull stuff was like for like you know what I mean, the world and the hype beast and everybody, you know. But the Simeon thing was like from like the homegrown, from the people that was more personal. It was the people that actually helped me get to where I gotta go.
And the people that used to
Yeah,
that remember that
that
time.
before I was pulled as #1 pick for the Chicago Bulls, I was this local kid at Simeon that, you know, was a star. And it gave that, because even like him having like the Pooh Sweet Shop, right? Having the candy shop.
Candy
Everybody
shop.
that know Derrick Rose know he loved candy. So he had like he gave free candy. Like we had, and it was like old school candy. Like you had Flame of Hearts, you had Fruities,
Gears popcorn, Fruities.
Like it felt. Then he had free Italian Fiesta.
You feel me?
That's a Southside part.
You feel me? I'm like,
It's
damn.
Cody getting excited, like re-excited.
Like
That's
y'all,
what it was.
it just kept rising.
It was cold though, because I was like, this is really from Chicago. Like, like even like, yeah, he from Chicago. We like, nah, he like from Chicago. Like he eat this. He like grew up on this stuff. So he like, even to see him so big in the NBA and him to come back home and do like just eat Italian Fiesta, like it's regular. But
I do like when Chicago people come home and act like they from or like do Chicago stuff.
Yeah.
Like that one time Kanye, I think he had Sunday service and he was going through the crowd like, I don't need security. These my
oh yeah.
Like I love stuff like that for Chicago people.
Yeah, and it's like you can feel the authenticity of it. Like it's not like, so you know how sometimes people try to come back to the crib and you could tell what they not really connected to the crib.
Yeah.
Like that. Like it was really like,
he wasn't trying to have no Harold's chicken in there,
yeah,
nothing like that.
Ain't nothing wrong
Italian
with
Fiesta
Harold's.
is a Chicago gem.
But to have it like for free, like we know the Harold's chicken truck be pulling up sometimes. Like people be like, oh, we got Harold's outside. All right, cool. Like first 100 people. But to have Italian Fiesta
free, they had boxes.
Was it high?
Huh?
Was it a piece of high?
Yeah, if you got there earlier, but mom, you see everybody mid game.
And y'all know when you order Italian Fiesta, it be taking a long time. So the fact that
4 hours,
it was even there,
it was there on time.
Okay.
Everybody in the crowd had a plate. They Italian Fiesta.
If they still had the old hard country curds with the the 50-cent bags, you probably would have had them in there. If the taste was good, the taste fell off.
They did change the recipe a little bit.
And they took away them little penny candies too.
I know.
Crazy.
Fruities was crazy. I banged that bag of Fruities though.
Oh yeah, gee, nah, because at the end, right at the end, me, I love free stuff. I love free stuff. I'm not gonna say the other one because me and Cody got good, but.
Now you gotta say it now because
no. It was some free stuff, but they had a big crates of Fruities. They had a crate of Fruities. I tried to grab some. I fell on the floor. I felt embarrassed. I'm like, damn, my bad.
They hooked us up.
But they told us take anything though.
They hooked us up. It was a dope moment. Like it was just dope just seeing everybody. It was dope just to seeing everybody just there show Pooh some love. Like you can't get no better than that. Like how he came home, so that was dope. The behind the scenes, like the content that we got, the vlog was up. That's dope. Shout out to Chris for getting that done. Just that footage was just amazing. Shout out to Coach Tim Flowers for allowing us that type of access. You know what I mean?
Shout out Coach Tim.
Like there's not too many people, not what a lot of media outlets and stuff that was able to capture the moments that we captured. Like we caught Pooh in his element in the locker room with his guys. You know what I'm saying? Talking, just joking, like excited for the moment. So that was dope. I want to say the part of the weekend that stood out to me the most, and kind of changed my whole mindset of how I wanted to approach 2025 was the screening at Soho House. And shout out for Portia for that. Cree, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
That's messed up, man.
Stand on business next time.
No,
why are you apologizing?
Because they was on. So first of all, I initially, when I got the invitation, the very first person I hit was Cree.
Because we know when it comes
you
to
already
Derrick
know.
Rose,
the very first person I hit was Cree.
Cree
But then
needs
I'm like, my homie was telling me, she like, yeah, they gonna be like this. It's only a limited amount of seats in a little theater. So I'm like, all right, Cree, they on this, and you know what I'm saying, I'm getting invited as a guest, so I don't even want to overdo it. But when I got there, of course, it was only a limited amount of seats, but it was a 4-minute documentary, so he redid that shit, like.
Oh wow!
So it was like Cree could have came a little later. I could have got upstairs to go in there and see it, but I ain't had the peep scene when I got there.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to send nobody off.
Yeah,
that's what I feel like.
Yeah, But they did tell us like one thing I can say about Derrick Rose team, and that's what I'm going to get into when I say in the Soho. Shorty, the young lady, I ain't gonna call her Shorty, but the young lady that was like orchestrating, I don't know if she's like his manager or whatnot. She was definitely clear, like, yo, y'all can go have y'all one drink or whatnot, but y'all got to get up out this room because it's a very limited space and it was only for close friends and family. Like, even after the screening, I was supposed to dip. I wasn't even supposed to like mingle.
Mm.
Like, they was like, you got to get up out of there. But you know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? But getting back to the Soho thing, what I the that's it was so inspirational and impactful for me because you know how we always preach we have to be intentional, and I actually saw him being very intentional with his son PJ, like to see that up close and like how he's really putting, like, as a father, as a black father, like just how we want to put it, a black father from Southside Chicago, coming from where we come from. Like, I saw him intentionally putting like confidence in PJ, you know, vulnerability, letting his son know it's okay to be vulnerability, you know, to be vulnerable, like open up, you know, pushing him to be like that statement that was at the Bulls game. He said that Thursday, like I always tell my son, I was gonna save it, but he was like, yeah, you want to be good or you want to be great. And even in that, he was saying like, it's great, it's great. I'm pushing you for greatness, and the only thing less than greatness is great. So if you don't be the greatness or the greatest, at bare minimum, I know you're gonna be great. That's how hard I want to push you. And just seeing that moment, seeing how him breaking down into tears,
At the screening?
yeah, he broke down into tears at the screening, talking about him coming back to Chicago. And he was like, yo, I came back to Chicago and I took the film crew around the city. And he's like, yo, you start seeing. And I feel like when he said this, he was looking directly at me when he was saying it. And that's why I think, no, this is real. It's like he had the glasses on, you couldn't see it. But when he was talking, his head was like, look, his face and everything was like right here. And he pointed, and it was like, because I was sitting right in the middle of the theater. And he was saying like, we go through this city. I go through this city, and I come back, and I'm seeing different things. And he like, yo, everything still looked the same it was when I left it. And he said when we was coming up, and even now, you always think about like, man, how can this change? How can it be better for our people? Like, who gonna come in and save us? And he was like, that you gotta have that. He say, personally, I realized that what was waiting on that was me. It's you. And he didn't even say me. He said, he pointed like you. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, like God blesses us with these platforms. God blessed him for financial to take care of his whole family and have these resources. But he's like, now, so the next step is like my city was behind him. Like, he broke it down like how his city pushed him, how his city protected him, how his city gave him that love to reach that height. And he say, coming back, like, my job now is to come back into those resources, those things that I was learned, to put my people in play. Of course, he started with his friends, and you see how the relationship him and Tim and what they doing with the boys and with the mentorship. And then he talked about how his production crew, like I could have went to go get anybody from anywhere to do this, flew him in from LA, but most of the people that worked on my production was from Chicago. A lot of my team, like, they can get the job done, was from Chicago. And he's just saying that, like, coming back, like that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm want to give Chicago back and give Chicago them opportunities. So I felt like once I saw that was like one of the dopest feelings that I got the whole weekend, because it's like he like one of us, like, and it kind of just, it validates that thinking when we had those talks, like, man, why Chicago can't do this or Chicago people do that. And it's like, it's a full circle moment. Sometimes you got to reach to the top. You got to get to the top of your game, and you got to be able to get everything you need. And then it makes coming back way more easy. And it's like none of his people gave Pooh. Think about it. Nobody in from Chicago, from, I don't know, internally, you know, you probably have family internal, but from a broad standpoint, no one from Chicago ever gave Pooh for being Pooh, how he moved, from him being a bull, from going to New York to living in LA, for being in Memphis, just being a person just trying to figure it out and be free. Like usually when our stars or especially in music, I don't know if it's probably just a basketball thing, but in music, you know, once an artist get on, if they move, we talk so much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why you move, da da da. That's why Chicago good. Somebody gets money, you move out of there. Like, but Pooh was given that grace and freedom to just blossom like a rose, like a flower, like to grow.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And now he's coming back and giving it to the city. So I felt like just seeing that and hearing him speak, that was like a full circle moment. And then just him saying like, not like after every shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? It's like I see myself. Like I see like how I talk. I see how people around me how we talk. Like he's one of us. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you had that moment.
Me too. I was just about to say that. Like
Aw.
I'm glad
it
you
took
had
Derrick
that.
Rose to have you have this realization. Like
And
this the
I
best way you've been
appreciate
talking
that.
all
Yeah.
year. Like the best like way that you've expressed yourself. Like this is the best Cody I've seen all year. Like for real, for real.
All 2024 going into 2025.
No, I'm talking about
Just the
this
last
year.
8 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, I mean it was like Pooh. Like
Did you tell him? Didn't y'all play together one time?
when I busted his gave me that 15.
Crazy.
Nah,
You keep saying you did, but nobody knows this.
I ain't get a chance to chop it up with him yet. But like I guess with me with the whole Derrick Rose and Pooh situation is that that's somebody I grew up watching. That's somebody I grew up like I want. He's like 2 years older than me, but that's somebody um that I saw. Like when we was all in the hood trying to figure out how to make it out, and all our guys, like we got some of the same guys. Like I can go down a deep dive, but like my cousin, like Pooh used to look up to my cousin on some hooping shit. You know what I'm saying?
So you being proud of him is on a different level.
Yeah, because he's like, I wouldn't say he was my man's.
Yeah.
But you know how when you like the
You
young,
saw it.
but I physically saw it.
Yeah, you saw it.
So it's like, you out of here. Like only reason why we knew about colleges in general, or like what different colleges and schools was at, because we was following the hoopers and where they got their offers at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like watching them kind of exposed us to a lot of different shit. Like we didn't know about none of that shit, but it's like we knew like Pooh got an offer at Memphis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then what's Sharon going to Sharon College? We know he's from Crane from the West Side. He's going to Kansas. So where's Kansas at?
Mhm.
Oh, these is colleges. These are Big Ten. This is this conference. This is what they do. This is how you get. Even with the ACT scandal with him, like this, we learned a lot about like growing up in life by just watching them how they move through. You know what I'm saying? So just to see him and a lot of people from our hoods that didn't make it, to see him make it like that, it was like the same way we feel like talking to her, like, geez, like we see, like this is the first time like we have hoopers that go to the league, we have hoopers that be good in high school in Chicago, but gee, we got an MVP. Oh, you know how hard it is to be MVP of the NBA?
Yeah.
The youngest one at that.
Wow, think about it. He won the MVP while Kobe and LeBron was like at the top of their game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From the south side of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
That like Italian Fiesta, just like we.
You
know what I'm saying? Like
it's like you won MVP.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It gives hope. Like when Dirk won that Grammy, that was like that give us hope. When Chance won that won them Grammys, that shit, like that give us. So now don't get me wrong, I love Obama, but Obama coming president didn't hit the same because it didn't. Like coming from
we not Obama bashing you.
Let him finish.
I'm not Obama.
Let him finish.
I'm not Obama. This is what I'm saying. It's not bashing Obama, right? But I feel like the reason why Michelle Obama gets so much love for who she is because
she really really Chicago. Like she really from here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
And she's really
her
like
grandma.
I'm glad.
Her grandma from Cabrini Greens. Or,
she went to Whitney Young.
Oh,
yeah, that story is like
yeah. She went to Whitney Young. Her grandma, she was like born in the projects.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You gotta watch the little story.
She's a black
story.
girl. Like ain't like think about it. Obama is a black man, you know, but you know he's not really from the crib. His lineage is, you know, he's mixed, he's white, his dad is Kenyan. He has a story with him. But I love Obama, right? But Michelle Obama is
it hit different For us, from
Yeah.
I
Chicago,
don't know
it's
even
just, it
not
hit
even for
us.
Chicago, for black women,
Yeah.
y'all can speak on
Oh,
this.
for
Like
sure.
she's a black woman. She probably got hit in the head with the hot comb like the rest of y'all did growing up.
I ain't never get hit in the head with a hot comb. That's abuse.
My auntie, she used to burn my
You
ears
used to
all
burn,
the time.
yeah, get your ears burned, and then she'll blame it on. She like, well, you should have put your ear down. But, yeah.
But it feels like that, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
when you see it,
definitely.
it just gives you hope. It makes you believe, like, dang, if she could do it, I could do whatever I want to do. Why can't
Everything I want to do.
Why
So,
can't
yeah.
I?
So shout out to Pooh, man. Pooh was like the icing on the cake for like us here at the crib. Like when you say build a career, when you say certain things, that seeing that in real time and just being around that, it's like, yo, we can do that.
We doing it.
Like this is
Our
possible.
story.
I'm proud of
glad
you.
you had
I'm proud of
that.
you.
What's up? What's the word?